All right. Yep. Welcome back to another video. And in this video, I'm going to be talking to the people who have just written their JEE main examination. So yeah, before we get into the actual content of the video, I'll be talking about the monk mode series, which will be I'll be posting the monk mode series videos in a bit. I'm a bit tied up with a lot of work now, with internships now, and with my academics and extracurriculars that I'm participating in. There's a good amount of work that I need to do. So yeah, in this video, I'm gonna be talking about what you need to do now, considering your JEE main is over. So let us keep all things aside. Let us see, just think, that you are in a free space now, and don't worry, you are free of judgment. And I'm gonna मैं यहाँ ज्ञान पेलने के लिए नहीं आ रहा हूँ, आया हूँ. I have come here to genuinely give some tips, or just give you a little bit of my 2 cents on what you need to do now, so that you can use this time productively, efficiently, and take a little bit of that load from your shoulders, and that load being, of course, your JEE main Jan attempt. So people have said this year the paper was moderate, chemistry was unexpected, and that the paper overall was lengthy. Some people are saying, okay, this is there, that is there, right? So let's all discuss all those factors, all those parameters, and what you need to do now, so that you can have a fruitful academic session over the next 2-3 months, which is going to be your boards, your J mains 2, your BitSat, and your advanced. Considering BitSat has also been preponed, I'll also be talking about that in the next few videos. But listen, you are done with your JEE main examination. That's a huge thing. I'm not trying to be cliche here, but it takes guts to go to that examination center and write that paper, because I think 14-15 lakh people write this examination, and it takes a good amount of mental toughness to actually endure through that paper for the 3 hours, to try to do something productive during the paper. So to all those people, congratulations. And for people who have done really well, who are confident that I'm going to get above 98 or 98.5 percentile, I'll advise, or I'll suggest you to start preparing for advanced. So your ratio should be around 50-50 initially for your JEE advanced and your JEE main prep. But if you're like someone who's focusing on getting a top branch and a top NIT, then you can go with your JEE main preparation again. And I would suggest you just start revising and doing a lot of mock papers. But if you've gotten a score of above 98 or 98.5 in specific, you can go with your advanced preparation. And how do you start that? You start by doing previous year questions of JEE advanced. For physics, chemistry, and math, I'll be talking about the resources that you'll need to do, so that you can do your JEE advanced well. For people who are expecting anything above 90 to 97, so if you're from the general category, anything above 90 to 97 is not necessarily going to give you a very good NIT. It will give you a decent NIT and a lower branch, from a percentile of 95, 96, 97. And 95 mein you don't get top NITs as well, you don't get decent NITs as well, you get the newer NITs, and you get the lower branches in them in the CSAB round. So I'll suggest prepare for JEE mains now, until unless you feel like, okay, maybe JEE mains is not my thing, I want to prepare for other examinations, then you're good to go. But I would always suggest, even if you're preparing for BITS or UGW, they follow the same syllabus pattern compared to JEE main. So I would suggest you to focus more on the mistakes where you have done, analyze them thoroughly, and go on with your JEE main preparation. And for those people who are expecting anything below 90 percentile, if you're someone who legitimately wants to improve in your JEE main examination, if you want to get into an NIT, there is still time. If you want to get into an NIT, a triple IT, or any bits, there are 3 campuses, any one of them, then you need to work really hard now, considering you also have your boards going up, right? I'll also be talking about the boards aspect as well. But you'll need to work really hard, you need to focus a lot on the test analysis part, where you went wrong, right? Where you went wrong with terms, your paper. And a general advice for all people here, those who have done really well, those who have done decently well, and those who have not done well, is to solve the papers of the other sessions, right? So in back in our time, that is a year ago, you guys still have this app called as Marks app, I hope so. So we had question paper sets of the January attempt of the January session, right, of J main, given in multiple choice question format, and I tried to solve all papers of that, and in fact I did. So what I'd suggest is solve those papers, and you'll know that ki maybe I'm weak in physics, or maybe I'm weak in math, or maybe I'm weak in chemistry. So to improve your score in that particular subject, what I'd suggest is you solving a lot of part tests. That is, you sitting down for an hours, or for the dedicated amount of time that you're going to be spending on that particular subject in your J main. What you're going to do is you're going to set aside a particular set of time, which is going to be 60 minutes or 90. Let us say you're solving math, 80 minutes for math would be really good. If you are strong in your concepts, and if you've done a good amount of practice, then you can target anything above 40 to 45 marks in your math and J main, which is really good. So sit down and solve part tests, right? So you're going to sit down for 80 minutes and only solve the maths part of that particular paper. And that's what I did. That is what helped me from going to score going to scoring approximately around 30 to 35 marks in every paper, be it hard or be it moderate. In easy papers I used to score 45 by solving these part tests and solving a lot of previous year questions as well. So that's how I improved from 2 3 marks to 35, 36 and 40 plus. And in my actual G means, I think I got around 28 to 30, and it was a decent score. I was pretty happy about it. But anyways, you need to solve these part tests, and with your boards coming as well. So I'll talk to you guys, to everyone who's here. If you've not even written J mean January attempt as well, if you've not given your paper, I'll be talking about how you can manage your J main with boards and other examinations. So until now I've given a basic idea or a general idea of what you need to do if your J mains has gotten good, if it has gone medium, or if it has gone bad. Now, how do you manage your boards? Now, remember, even if you get 99.9999 percentile, if you get 74.9% in boards, you are not going to get admission into an IIT, right? Or into an NIT as well, if I'm not wrong. So, you need to make sure you clear that 75% cutoff. Now, the only way to do that is just completely get comfortable and be thorough with your NCRT books, be it your physics, chemistry, or math. Be or ensure that you're solving all the questions of the NCRT book, the NCRT exemplar, and any other boards materials or reference material, because that will help you solidify your foundation for your next attempt, right? So usually people find it difficult to improve their score in their second attempt. That is what a good amount of people say. That is because they don't up their standards, because there are going to be a wave of students who are going to be perfecting their fundamentals and strengthening their foundation with the help of NCRT, and then attempting their J main 2 in a better way. As you know, NCRT is a really really important tool for your J main examination, so it is important that you do your NCRT thoroughly, right? This will help you with your boards, as well as clearing that 75% cutoff and doing well in your J mains as well. And also another thing, don't just sit at that 75% cutoff. Don't be like 75% cutoff தான் நான் clear பண்ணணும், அப்போ நான் வந்து 75% மட்டும் வாங்கிட்டு நான் வந்து 75.1 75.2 அந்த மாதிரி வாங்கிடுவேன். ஐ திங்க் 75.2 தான் வாங்க முடியும்னு நினைக்கிறேன். அந்த மாதிரி வாங்கிட்டு நான் வந்து ஜெய் மெயின்ஸ்க்கு ப்ரிப்பேர் பண்ணுவேன் அப்படின்னு அந்த மாதிரி யோசிக்காதீங்க. और इन हिंदी आई से डोंट थिंक दैट कि मुझे 75% ही लेके आना है, 75.2 या फिर 75.4% ही लेके आना है, क्योंकि मेरा कट ऑफ क्लियर हो जाएगा. मेक श्योर if you are able to dedicate a good amount of time, revise your NCRT, because again that will help with your G main preparation as well. Solve previous year questions of both boards and both mains to to make sure that you get a good score, because you won't realize it now, but for higher studies, if you're going abroad, or if you're trying to apply abroad, they look at your 10th and 12th scores as well. In MBA, they look at your 12th score. There is this criteria called as 999, where you get 90% above in 10th, you get 90% above in 12th, and you get 9 plus CGPA in college. So I am unable to do the latter part, which is 9 plus CGPA. I'm trying my best, to ensure I cross that cutoff. But anyways, make sure you try to get above 90%. If you're not getting above 90%, it's fine. It's just that 90% gives you an advantage in these college applications, in these higher study applications, and you're going to do your NCRT thoroughly for that. Trust me, previous year questions, NCRT, and sitting down and solving previous year paper any previous year paper will help you with your exam temperament, and will help you score good marks in your board examinations. I wanted to get above 95% by any chance, and I got exactly 95.4% of my best five subjects, and 95.33% overall. So I was pretty dang hyped up about it. But now, how do you manage your entrance exam preparations with boards? Again, as I stated, I'll reinstate it again. Just do your NCRT. It will help with your pre with your board preparation, and it will help you with solidifying your fundamentals for your competitive examination preparation, right? So let us say you have 6 days leave for a particular subject. So what I do is, what I did was, I used to use the first 4 days to study for JEE main. I used to do NCRT every single day, and first 4 days was intensive JEE main preparation, and the last 2 days was solving previous year questions, knowing how to solve that. Because if you know the solution, right, there's a particular way of solution to tackle board examinations, right? So I'll talk about that in a particular video. Then I used to in another video, but I used to spend the last 2 days preparing for boards, and I did decently well in my board examinations. Now, apart from that, you have your bits, which is preponed. So just make sure if that is in your bucket list, right, make sure you solve those questions as well. But make sure the most important part is to ensure that you are confident. Let us say your J main paper went bad. Don't be like me back in 2025. I was a crying baby back in 2025. Don't be like me. Make sure that you accept your situation, you man up or you woman up to the situation, and you tackle all these problems. Because sometimes there are going to be people who deserved to get above 98 percentile, but might have gotten, or might have ruined their paper, or might have done their paper really bad in a not really bad, or in a less satisfying way. And they might be expecting something around 90 to 95 percentile, and that ruins your confidence. I've experienced that firsthand. So the only way you can come out of it is to work hard, is to be confident, and is to relax. Make sure you have good amount of sleep, because your brain functions more optimally when you have a good amount of rest. Because your brain is also getting some exercise, a lot of exercise, while solving these questions. Because again, at the end of the day, it's a mental challenge for your brain, and to solve these questions. So I think I've given the generic ways to tackle the time, or tackle the problems that you have now. Is to be confident, do your NCRT, make sure you prepare for boards. I'll make specific videos regarding how to manage boards, or how do you study for boards, or how do you study for bits now that it has been preponed, or how do you prepare for advanced now. And I'll make videos on that if you guys want it. I was planning on making videos on that, but based on the viewer request, I'll make them in a priority order as well. So if you guys want it, just drop it down in the comments. And until then, this is Ashwit from Project ID signing off. Mock mode comes soon, and all these other videos are going to be in production if you guys want it. So until then, I'll see you in the next video. Stay chill, stay calm, prepare for your board examinations, and take it in an easy way. But make sure you work your best, so that you don't have any regrets in the future. So until then, this is Ashwit signing off. Bye bye.